do is push the button and they gonna hold me down. Build an empire like City Bed, feeling like DDA, focus on the goal right now. Always had the beats on lock. Now I got the flow on lock. To the top, pull Kendrick on the clock, that's a violation, no shot, I ain't never on the block, I was just passing the rock, I was just jamming the pot, Range Rover with no top, Range Rover with no top, with my dang it, chain go, bling go, blah, teeth go, neck go, stilo retro, we got my people show out, yeah. Más, I study the game like a tool, schooling the kids with no rules, giving out gold like a boost, calling me king like a moose.
Better call me king like Shango, only see it green like Rondo, gold everything on me pronto, fitting 30 kings, 50 queens in a condo, clear course sitting on my wrist, more real estate. Putting all the in a
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Coming up in just moments,
The 2K Sports pregame show.
welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of the starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. Malone is out there with Antetokounmpo. Then it's Walton. Then it's Pippen. And it's Robertson in at the point. And for the Spurs, we've got Nash. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Mutombo. And it's LeBron James. And it's Allen in at the 2. Now here's Nash. These guys have known each other, Clark, for a long time. There should be very few surprises tonight.
I agree with you, Kevin. Two veteran teams here, and that means that execution becomes the driving force in success.
Now, Antetokounmpo following the miss by Nash from deep. Now, here's Robertson. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Porzingis with the block.
Tell you what, Porzingis showing great timing as the anchor of the defense there.
Robertson against Nash. The pass to Mutombo. And Walton sends it back. And he gets it back. Just 4 to shoot. Here's James.
How about the quicks there by Malone to get up and deter that shot, utilizing that size and reach for the rejection.
Robertson against Nash. Now here's Robertson. Defense is right there. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Allen. Outside, Porzingis. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Giannis passes to Malone. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Nice awareness from the young forward. Giannis Antetokounmpo showing he wants to work it to his guy.
James in the post. Covered by Giannis. Out to Nash. Allen outside. Top of the key, Nash. Tipped away. From deep three-point range. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Robertson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Scottie Pippen.
You know, they'll take the points, but I'm sure coach would prefer a higher percentage look next time.
Nash against Robertson. Here is Nash. So it's Portland with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on. And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Portland, we've got Shaquille O'Neal grooving out there with West. Then there's Nowitzki, and it's Bird in at the 3. That's good from O'Neal. And Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal. As a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys, and I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding, and sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
Here's Calderon after Dirk Nowitzki's bucket. Over Gervin. Calderon, no good.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he challenged the shot, and you can see the effects on the release of that shot. I mean, it turned a simple jumper into a tough one.
Now, here is O'Neal, and the dunk by O'Neal.
Boy, nobody wants to get in his way when he's this deep. Watch out.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the San Antonio Spurs. 11-point game. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's West. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Bird outside. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Bird's got his first points of the game.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Now, here is O'Neal following the shot by Rudy Gay. And that one, good. Shaq's got 5 points now this quarter.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now, here is Smith. He is still scoreless so far in this one. Throws it up high, and the dunk by O'Neal.
Timeout.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
A different look now for San Antonio. Zinkas, he's checked in for Gay. James comes in for Smith. And Nash is subbed in for Jose Calderon. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Moses Malone. He's checked in for Nowitzki. Antetokounmpo comes in for Bird. Scottie Pippen's checked in for Gervin. And it's Robertson in for West.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And, you know, they've got to be careful because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
For Portland, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Allen's checked in for Damian Lillard.
And O'Neal, clearly one of the biggest human beings you'll ever see. A mammoth of a man. About 1/7 of a ton. And yet, unstoppable.
And with that basket right there, it brings an end to that 12-0 run by Portland.
Now, Antetokounmpo. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. No good on that one.
Well, you know, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one. After 2 quarters, it's Portland out in front. They're leading by 16. Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, we can't look past.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. One guy who's been getting it done is Shaquille O'Neal.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Clark, if you were a coach on a team, what would you want to see from a guy by the end of his rookie season in the NBA?
You know, Kevin, I won't be specific because I think it's more general in my estimation. Owning his development, whatever that means, embracing how he's going to get better. If it's a particular area of the game, yes, but understanding the professionalism of work ethic and developing good habits and really owning that. That's what I would want to see.
LeBron James is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Allen, and it's Mutombo, and it's Nash in at the point guard position. That's the San Antonio 5.
Pippen, simply put, one of the best small forwards of all time. A defensive powerhouse and a fearless scorer. It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Porzingis with the block, and he's able to get it back. They get it back. Walton.
Boy, the shot-blocking instincts of Mutombo, superb. Timing, exquisite.
Allen kicks to Mutombo. Back to Allen. Passes it to Nash. Here's Mutombo. Shoots over Malone. Mutombo misses.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
A floater, and Nash with the lay-in.
And the quickness of the release, very impressive from Nash, especially when he gets inside.
Pippen against Allen. Pass to Walton. And Malone gets it to go on the assist by Walton. Malone's got 4 points in the quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Spurs working the ball around now. Porzingis trying to get free. Second chance effort. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Mutombo, a defensive force, a long, intelligent player who plays well on both ends of the floor.
A different look now for San Antonio. Rudy Gay's checked in for Porzingis. Calderon comes in for Allen. And Lillard subbed in for Nash. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Shaq is checked in for Walton. Nowitzki comes in for Moses Malone. Bird, he's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And West subs in for Pippen. 46 seconds left to play in the third. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defenders.
Gallinari, he's checked in for San Antonio. Gervin's checked in for Portland. Trailblazers leading by 15. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. On the wing, Bird. He's covered by Gay. There's the lob to the hoop.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful.
Virtually impossible to top that alley-oop.
16 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Lillard, and they call an illegal screen here.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the floor for Portland, O'Neal is out there with Nowitzki. Then there's West. Then there's Robertson. And it's Bird in at the 3 spot. Here's O'Neal. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up. Mark, you were such a terrific athlete growing up, and it must be fun for you watching your kids and soon your grandkids go through their athletic journeys.
It really is one of the great blessings and treats of my life to see our kids grow and develop as people, but also to enjoy different sports. Our boys played basketball and soccer, and our daughter played volleyball, all played in college at some level. And so it is great. Anytime you see your kids find their lane, enjoy running in it, and do well in that lane, it's joy indescribable.
Robertson with it. Pass to Bird. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Gallinari.
Yeah, and in every generation or so, a player comes along who can be considered a true superstar. Folks, that's Larry Bird.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
You know, something else I've noticed is just how many of their baskets have been set up by assists throughout the game.
Free throw good, Bird. And the Spurs with some changes. Tumbo is checked in for Gallinari. Allen comes in for Jose Calderon. And it's Nash in for Lillard. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Walton's checked in for O'Neal. Malone comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Scottie Pippen is subbed in for West. Bird hits them both. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Pippen against Nash. That's tipped. And it's Malone with the rebound. Malone's got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the right side. Robertson against Allen. Porzingis with the block. Allen outside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Robertson.
Boy, I tell you what, Kevin, you really have to admire and respect the work ethic of Allen. I mean, this guy is really intentional and purposeful in his pregame preparation, and all of that stuff pays off for him.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Damari Carroll's checked in for Porzingis. Smith comes in for James. And Fisher subbed in for Nash. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Norkic checked in for Walton. Aldridge comes in for Moses Malone. Gervin's checked in for Bird. And Paul's subbed in for Robertson.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Trailblazers.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
Back to Pippen. Here's Nurkic, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exit.
Now here's Carroll. Kicks to Smith. From outside, off the mark. Well, this one is winding down now. Portland can watch the clock run out. Here's Pippen. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time.
Can't fall for real. Up so long, got folk thinking I'm tall for real. I give the spill, then break the mill. Used to walk around with a big old head, little bill. Here we go now, oh my. On the road like roll tide, but I'm with them bulldogs. They been here the whole time. How could I just cross sides? Never gonna get offside. Making power moves together, no electric slide. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Need a mop, I'm dripping fluid. Why the world so sharp, we know it. On the track like Carl Lewis. Think about that Wonderland. Made it out of Afghanistan. Don't want no with us. Mike it. Whoa, we did it. I knew we could. Yeah, thank God we did it. I knew we could. Hey,
Told my mama we gon' get a couple bands. I'm out here working while you posting on the ground. I don't need no one to tell me what I am. I just wing it and it still follow the plan. Got it me, I don't lose. I got things I'ma do. I don't need no excuse. They gon' copy the flow like Kinko's. I'm not green to the game like CeeLo. Just my team didn't need no cheat code. I'ma go back to my people like we did it.
I knew we could. Yeah, thank God we did it. I know we could. Hey, guess what? We did it.
Up next, the Lakers taking... It's time for the NBA. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. They've got Peyton. Jordan is out there with Russell. Then it's Harden, and it's McAdoo, and it's center. And for the Lakers, they've got Maravich. Abdul-Jabbar is out there with Olajuwon. Then it's Stockton, and it's Irving at the small forward position. Now here's Stockton. Two great pivot men tonight, Chris. The position has obviously changed over the last couple years. If you were playing now, you think you'd be more of a 4 or a 5?
You know, Kevin, I think I'd be a 3. I played the 4 and 5 in the NBA when I played, and I think I'd be a 3. Right now, you get to shoot, you get to take guys out on the wing. Defensively, though, I'd have to make sure I call for some help, because laterally, you got to be able to move out there with those guys. But I think definitely it'd be the 3, 4, and 5 the way the game is evolved.
And you can bring the ball up. I've seen you do it. I know you could do it in this game as well.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, you have a lot more opportunity to do it in this game, and that's not a criticism. It's actually, I love the way the game is played now. It's a lot less hand-checking, more space, and when you play with guys like I did, from the Pejas, Stojakovic's, and all the great shooters, the Tracy Murrays, those guys, it's that much easier to play in space because the defense has to honor those guys, and if they space out, that means you may just have a wide-open lane to the basket.
Now, here is Harden. Pete Maravich misses his last shot. Stockton outside. Maravich against Russell. Maravich, good.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Yeah, the defender just couldn't quite close the gap all the way. He got burned for it.
And not many guys Irving's size are this good at blocking shots. Takes incredible timing and athleticism.
Back to Maravich. The pass to Stockton. Maravich kicks to Irving. 4 on the shot clock. Poked loose and stolen by Jordan. And they're moving it up. Here's Harden, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, and for a guard, Harden does a ton of damage inside, especially how he gets these foul calls close to the basket.
Well, sometimes it just looks unfair with the way Harden can create space. And then, Chris, he'd get that shot off.
Come on, Kev, it's just sick. His step-back jumper is a thing of beauty. I'm not talking about his almost travel double step back, just his regular one. I mean, he has so many tools to create space with his footwork, and he makes the most out of what you give him.
The first one falls. And, Greg, when you're discussing and comparing James Harden and what he's done these last few years, you have to do it on a very historic level.
He's going to go down as one of the best to ever play the game. His production is incredible, and the skill level really is groundbreaking. Easily the best off guard in the league.
Both good from the line that time.
Oh, you can get spoiled watching him at the line. I mean, you just expect him to make every one, every time.
Outside Worthy. Got it. Good job in the low post.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Worthy against Mourning. Pass to Jordan. Sinks the three-pointer.
And wasn't really a long-distance shooter in college. Jordan really worked on his range ever since being drafted.
Now, here's Thomas. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Chicago grabs the miss.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Jordan the pass to Mikan. Mourning kicks to Harden. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Flat-out loss of concentration. That kind of turnover would drive a coach crazy.
From deep. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Bulls lead by 3. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
No question. It's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. You've got Worthy. Thomas is out there with Thompson. Then it's Baylor. And it's Pettit in at the 5, roaming the paint. On defense, Chicago. It's a 3-point game. There are a lot of people that say, Chris, the European players are more fundamentally sound overall. Are they right?
Well, I think when you look at a guy like Doncic or Dirk or Porzingis, you're taking the best of the best and you're creating the whole field. So I can't say overall. I would say they've had some players that have come in and wowed us, and that's awesome. But also you have those guys going pro at the age of 13, 14, 15 years old, and so I think they may miss out on some of the other things that life has to offer, like a normal high school experience, those type of things. But I tell you what, it's a copycat league and it's a copycat game, and so once you see players that are 7 foot coming over, shooting, passing, dribbling, I think you can say guys like Kevin Durant and others, I think you can say they're pretty sound overall. So I don't buy into that theory, but I do think for a lot of Europeans, being a professional early helps you transition into the NBA a little bit better maybe than guys coming out of college off of 1 year.
I would agree. Mourning shot is good.
Dead-eye shooting from them this quarter.
And the Lakers decide to take their first timeout here.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they might be pressing a little. I mean, forcing some things. This is a good opportunity to calm everyone down.
Russell, he's checked in for Chicago. Payton comes in for James Harden. Lakers trail by 5.
And see, Webb, you talk to the Bulls fans, and they are eager for a return to greatness.
Yeah, GA, it's been a long time since the Jordan era, and Bulls fans know it. But you know, GA, the Bulls have a very loyal group of fans. Their patience has been tested, though, but this team needs results.
Now, Jordan. Pete Maravich missing on the 3.
Oh, man, as good of a shooter as he is, it drives him crazy to miss a wide-open 3 like that.
Pass to Stockton. Maravich with it. A nice passing here by Los Angeles. Irving looking over the floor. Shot clock at 3. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Kuzi passes to Mourning. Shoots from the line. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to go on James Worthy.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Bulls shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
He's off on the 1st.
And for the Lakers, 6 straight seasons outside the playoffs. Can you believe it's the worst record in the NBA over that span? I mean, for the league's premier franchise, it's not what they're accustomed to.
The Lakers making a switch here. Olajuwon's checked in. Good on the second free throw. Now here's Stockton. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Pass to Maravich. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. 17 seconds left in the first half. 6 to shoot. Stockton kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. And here's Maravich for 3. Kuzi with the rebound. Here's Payton, and Payton throws it down.
And how about the quickness on display there for Payton, especially when he's slicing to the basket.
And so it's Chicago with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie, it was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. Looking at the... And...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. One of the stories here, Alonzo Mourning getting it done today.
As impressive as the block totals are from him early on, they don't even tell the whole story. He's changed countless others.
Yeah, Jay, the blocks are impressive, no doubt, but his intimidation factor actually prevents certain shots from ever being taken at all.
So for Chicago right now, McAdoo out there with Russell. Then it's Harden. Then there's Payton. And it's Jordan in at the 3. Now here's Stockton. Here's Maravich. Whistle blows. That's going to be a travel. Some people have already predicted future MVPs. Is there a surprise name that you think could win that MVP award, Chris, down the road?
Oh, I think there are a few surprises. I mean, we can go young with young guys like a Trae Young or Luka Doncic. We can go with guys that we expect to do it, like Anthony Davis, who it just seems like he's just biting at the bit. There's a few young Celtics. There's a few young Lakers that in a few years you never know what they could do, especially the ones that are playing with great guys and watching their practice habits, game habits, stealing their recipes or stealing what they eat before the game and their health-wise. So many guys right now that are going to be in that second tier coming up. It's going to be fun to watch their growth.
It will. Stockton outside. Down low. Here's Olajuwon. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
And that's just too deep. Olajuwon with way too many moves in there. Almost automatic.
Payton the bounce pass. Here's Russell. And the rejection by Abdul-Jabbar. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Baylor, he's checked in for the Lakers. Thomas comes in for Stockton. And Chicago also making a switch. Chamberlain's checked in. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Harden. It's rebounded by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Abdul-Jabbar's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Well, with all the youth the Bulls had, the team wanted to bring in some veterans over the summer.
Yeah, and that's something that needed to happen, GA. I mean, the team had some room in free agency to fill out some leadership roles, but in Chicago, it's still a major market, and vets would love to come and play for the Windy City.
Here is Maravich. Following the basket by Michael Jordan. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Worthy comes in for Abdul-Jabbar. And it's Klay Thompson in for Maravich.
Well, look, I love how Harden does a little bit of everything. Aggressive score, solid rebounder, superb passer. And he's also improving on the defense. Dishes it to Payton.
And the pass to Kuzi. There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Mikan, and he jams it with authority.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now, here's Thomas. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Olajuwon. And again, the Lakers no good.
That's the only way to hold him in check. He's got it inside. You got to have a body on him right away.
Kuzi can't hit.
That's a shot they're always happy to get, even when he blows the finish.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Worthy, no good. Chicago leading by 12. It's Harden with the drive, and he drops it in from the low post. Harden's got 4 this quarter.
Oh, even with contact, the defense isn't enough to slow Harden. I mean, just a guy who gets it done on his drives to the rack.
Here's Olajuwon, the 15-footer, good.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area, really keeps the defense honest.
Oh, yeah, flexibility is crucial. You have to be able to take what the defense gives you.
And so it's Chicago, enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And we'll be right back after this.
Ran up on him. I ain't said he looking for me. I don't really give a...
And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Stockton is out there with Irving. Then it's Olajuwon. Then there's Worthy. And it's Pettit in at the 4. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Now here's Stockton. He kicks it to Worthy. Stockton outside. There's the 3. And it's Russell with the rebound.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
Yeah, that's a good defender making a great play, and he does it without fouling.
Here's Kuzi. Chris, you have been passionate about honoring those who blazed the trail for today's NBA, like the Globetrotters and the Wrens, in the days before integration.
Yeah. I mean, you think about what they've gone through off the court and on the court, and anyone, regardless of color, nationality, of just paving the way for me as a basketball player. I want to say thank you. Let's just think about what Red Auerbach did, drafting the first African-American player, making the first African-American player coach, and Bill Russell, who won the championship that year, and leaving him a good team. If you look at organizations like the Black Fives and bringing awareness to the games, and you just want to understand your legacy culturally, and that's why I have to, every time I see Mr. Bill Russell, Big O, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I give them a big hug and a wet kiss on the cheek, because I just thank them for not only advancing the movement in sports, but culturally. Sports has always sent a message to the culture and society about how cool teammates work together and how you can overcome a problem by working together. And so I really thank them for enduring all of the hardships that they did so that we can reap the benefits. So it's been awesome to be part of the league and be able to shake hands with those that have blazed trails for us.
That is so admirable on your part. Here's Russell following the score by Hakeem Olajuwon. Morning kicks to Payton. 3-pointer. He can't get that one. And the Lakers going the other way now.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Bulls.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for James Harden.
Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play
And here is Los Angeles now. James Harden getting it to go from deep. Stockton against Payton. Fires from 14, and Morning sends it back. Here's Jordan. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Alton, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Looking for, and I hope it's worth it. Life get ugly, but it's perfect. Gotta know to see beyond the surface. Yeah. Butterflies, there's no one but I. Gotta touch the sky. Butterflies, butterflies. Before they close the curtains, hope you find what you looking for, and I hope it's worth it. Life get ugly, but it's perfect. Gotta know to see beyond the surface.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
A terrific evening look at Old Town and nothing. Well, you knew some decisions were coming, DA. They're still a factor. And a look at the starters for the Pistons. D-Wade out there with Curry. And it's Garnett. Then there's Howard. And it's Rose in at the threesome. And for Boston, Frazier is out there with Bryant. Then there's Davis. Then there's Duncan. And it's Leonard in at the three, the small forward. And it's Davis missing. Garnett against Frazier. Tries from 16. No good off the back of the rim. And it's Davis with the ball for the Celtics. Bryant drives in. Knocks it loose. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. Smitty, we have a good rivalry game tonight with two conference foes. This should be a beauty.
Yes, indeed. I think the fans feel it. The coaches feel it. Us as announcers, we feel it. The atmosphere is going to be great.
It is indeed. Here are the Pistons with the ball. It's a three-point game. Howard with it, picked up by Davis. Curry gets the bucket.
Yeah, still commanding a lot of defensive attention. Howard just keeps his head up and finds the open man.
Frazier the pass to Kobe. Inside, here's Leonard. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Wade kicks to Rose. off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
One area that the Pistons were great in last year was perimeter defense.
What they did, GA, they closed out on shooters fantastically. They got hands up and hands up high. Allowed the fewest threes against as a team. Their interior defense was just so-so, but on the perimeter, they were tough.
Yeah, and at 7-1, Duncan is a problem in the paint. Outstanding with his extension there and just hammering it home.
Wade, the shot missing. Nice D from Duncan. Here's Bryant, and finish off by Bryant.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Yeah, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one. Murray finds Howard. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Lobbed up there for Howard, and another turnover here by Detroit.
Unforced errors. These are the kinds of things that break momentum.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Embiid, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Frazier. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Griffin's checked in for Howard. Pierce comes in for Kevin Garnett. Paul George, he's checked in for Derrick Rose. And it's Carter in for Dwayne Wade. Griffin dishes to Curry. Great D that time from Westbrook. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Boston Celtics. Good. And it's 7 points for Kobe Bryant.
And Bryant, just a superb athlete, terrific at just imposing his will on the defense on that drive.
Now here's Curry. Poked away. Westbrook with the steal. A finish. And finished off by Westbrook.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
And it's helped them build an early lead. They just need to stay aggressive.
And so it's Boston holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. Back to the action after this word. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And for the Celtics here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
That's their mindset. Attack, attack, and attack some more. You're not going to beat them playing soft.
Here are the five Detroit has to start the second quarter. Paul George is out there with Pierce. Then it's Curry. Then there's Carter. And it's Griffin in at the 5, patrolling the paint.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now, here's George. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Outside Bryant. Softly drops in the floater. Kobe's got 9.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Griffin passes to Curry. And that one drops. Smitty, when things get heated between two players, we often see a double technical call. But should the instigator be penalized more if it can be determined who was the instigator?
I agree, Kevin. I just don't like sometimes when two guys get into it and you just automatically call a double technical. Because the strategy-wise, if I was playing Kevin and their best player had a technical already, I would get into it just so I can call a double technical and hopefully he'll be gone.
Now, wait a minute. Did you really? Honestly?
No, we did. I mean, I think that back in the day, you saw like Patrick Ewing, for instance. He had a tech. We would just send somebody out there just to see a couple plays. If we can get him thrown out, especially now, if you just call a double technical the way they do, a lot of star players have been gone.
Some changes for Boston. Yao, he's checked in for Embiid. Anthony Davis comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Allen Iverson. And a different look here for the Pistons. Howard's checked in for Griffin. Garnett comes in for Pierce. Dwayne Wade's checked in for Carter. And it's Rose in for Curry.
Derrick Rose, the former Memphis Tiger, has a great combination of speed and athleticism.
Detroit shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. He misses the free throw. Frazier, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook. And the second free throw, good. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Wade against Kobe. There's the pass to Davis. Garnett with the block. Now Detroit moving it up. Wade with the ball. The putback, and it's put back up and in by Wade. Wade's got his first bucket of the night.
D. Wade, considered one of the best in the open court, he still has the tools.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey's found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Rose. Lays it up off the glass.
It doesn't matter if the defense is hanging all over Derrick Rose. He is still draining shots in their grill.
Kobe against Wade. Bryant looking over the floor. Sinks the triple. Bryant's got 14.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they've stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire...
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. The first half mercifully coming to a close. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny's here. Some incredible work in this one by Kobe Bryant. He had 14 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. Definitely. And that'll do it.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at Kobe Bryant in this game, I mean, he has been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
We've got Kawhi Leonard. Frazier is out there with Bryant. Then there's Duncan. And it's Davis in at the 5. That's the Boston 5. Here's Kobe. Another shot. And Duncan with the layup. Duncan's got his second bucket of the night.
And Duncan just superb when he gets in close to the basket. Has a number of moves to choose from, and that soft, delicate touch near the rim.
Count the basket.
Working against size. He's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
And that's tough to do from the mid-range because help can come from anywhere, but he beats everyone to the punch.
Howard with the steal. Here's Rose. They get it again. Here's Wade. That one good for 2. Wade's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And Bryant slams it in.
Yeah, love seeing Bryant just get up and go for it. His leaping ability never ceases to impress.
Pistons trail by 12. T. Wade on the wing, guarded by Kobe. That one falls. Wade's got 8 points. Here's Kobe. 16 points for him. Leonard on the wing from outside the arc. Offensive rebound Celtics. Here's Duncan. Good, nice job down low. Duncan's got his third basket of the night.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
An uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
On its way from Rose for two, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
And they found the touch from the field here in the second half. It was a struggle in that first.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. And it's Bryant missing. Pistons trail by 10. Garnett kicks to Curry. To the left wing. Here's Rose. Howard trying to free himself up. And it's Rose missing.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
And one of the very best in our league at getting to the line. Walt Frazier just has that great change of pace and aggressive nature. Always playing, though, under control.
Carter with the three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Carter's got his first 3 points of the game.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
And so it's Boston going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Very unselfish. If you appreciate teamwork, this is the kind of play that will get you up out of your seat.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the floor for Detroit, Griffin is out there with Pierce. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's Carter in at the 2 guard. Here's George. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. Off target from the wing.
Woo, that's just a case of bad defense and even worse offense.
To the middle, here's Pierce. Carter right side. Bullseye. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Westbrook scanning the floor. Pass to Embiid. Wade against Duncan. Shot clock at 5. Westbrook drops one in from the wing. And the Celtics lead by 10.
You know, I didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're down by 10. There's a minute 40 left in the fourth. Some changes for Boston. Davis comes in for Embiid, and Kawhi Leonard comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Detroit also making some changes. Howard's checked in for Griffin. Garnett comes in for Pierce. And Stephen Curry subbed in for Carter. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, I was able to listen in on what Dwayne Casey went over with his team. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappy. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
And Howard takes his shot blocking very seriously, skying up and sending him back with his impressive vertical. And coming down the stretch here, both teams still on fire.
Yes, and if you love offense, you're loving this matchup. It's been a highlight reel affair.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're up by 6. 1:03 left in the fourth quarter. Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kobe Bryant.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Curry against Frazier. Curry's shot is off. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
Leonard on the wing. He's covered by Rose. Here's Duncan. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
And you know, disappointment starts to set in a little bit. You fought all night, just wasn't meant to be. You talk about pressure situations. Stephen Curry lives for these moments.
And he commits the intentional foul. And here's Duncan. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They've led by as many as 14 points. It's the first. That increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Good job. Want to keep fueling that lead. Make your free throws.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're trailing by 7. 19 seconds left to play in the final quarter. For 3, Pierce. Yes! And now they trail by just 4.
The number of clutch shots Pierce makes is simply extraordinary. This is a guy that loves pressure.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're ahead by 4. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game out.
Shooting for Boston, Kawhi Leonard will be at the line shooting 2.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5.
Kawhi was drafted 15th overall in 2011. If they had a redraft, I wonder what number he would go now.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
And even if they make it, they need an immediate foul no matter who catches the ball.
And that's an intentional foul.
At the line for the Celtics, Kawhi Leonard will be at the line shooting 2.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pierce for 3. And so it's the Boston Celtics with the W. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long.
and I know I said go slow, but I can't hold back no more. Got a premonition, this ain't gonna be a fling. You'll make a weekend feel like a year. Baby, you got me changing 24/7, I want you here. I hope you feel the same thing. I want you to be the one that's on my mind, on my mind, on my mind. I want you to be the one on Monday night, Tuesday night, every night. Are you gonna be the one that's on my mind 365 all the time? I want you to be the one to stay and give me the night and day.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Twin Cities, Minneapolis, is the scene for the Knicks. For Minnesota, they... Get ready, everyone, for Tuesday afternoon NBA action on 2K Sports. With Greg, so a look at our starters for the Knicks. We've got Richmond. Malone is out there with Robinson. Then it's Johnson, and it's Wilkins in at the small forward position. And for the Timberwolves, Pau Gasol is out there with Hill. Then it's Jason Kidd. Then it's Thompson, and it's Gilmore in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Tip-off goes to Minnesota. Three-pointer, Kidd off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. A lot of great young talent. Both teams loaded with young talent. What's the key, you think, Doris, as you've watched this league, to unlocking that potential and making them what they're going to become?
Yeah, I think for young guys, Kevin, one of the challenges is focusing on getting better every single day. It's the little choices these guys are making. They're going to put in the time to be working on their shooting or their off-the-bounce game or their defensive prowess. Can they be unselfish? Can they be sort of big picture thinking in terms of just not only their success, but the guys around them? That's hard for a young guy.
Pass to Hill. Over Wilkins. Hill, no good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
It's stolen by Hill. A wide open look for Gasol. Malone with the rebound. We've played just over a minute here in the first. On the wing, Johnson. Here's Malone. Here's Robinson. Tries again. And it's Robinson with the jam.
Love the show of force there from Robinson. When he's deep inside, it is clear for takeoff.
Pass to Kidd. 1:24 left to play in the first. And it's in there.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Johnson with the bounce pass. Passes it to Robinson. Over Gilmore. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Hill looking around. No good on the triple. The Knicks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Malone, good.
You know, you have to recognize the chance to push it, and they did. Great pass to get the ball behind the defense and an easy 2 points on the board.
Thompson outside. Kidd against Johnson. The pass to Hill. Launches it. Minnesota gets it back. And a new shot clock of 14 seconds.
Yeah, and sometimes he comes off as maybe being laid back, but Gilmore is a fierce competitor in the post, and it comes out in his rebounding more than anywhere else.
Malone outside. Pass to Robinson. Clock at 6. The rebound by Gasol.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
from deep three-point range, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so the first quarter. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And here are the Knicks now, trailing by 5. Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. They've got Magic Johnson. Kemp is out there with Drexler. Then it's Ewing, and it's Hornacek in at the 2 spot. Drexler's shot is off. And here are the Timberwolves. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. From deep, Arenas off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And you have to honor the three-point shooting of Arenas, a big-time scorer who's shown the consistency from beyond. Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor.
Hill passes to Arenas. It's back to Hill. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Knicks trail by 8. Drexler with it. And Arenas picks him up defensively. And then Ewing with the jam.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
Hornacek against Hardaway. Back to Lucas. On the wing, Arenas. No good on the 3.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Hornacek dishes to Ewing. It's deflected, but he gets it back. The second effort. Arenas with it. And Hill has it in the corner. Back to Arenas. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Here's Reed and Ewing with the block. Hornacek against Hill, and Kemp slams it in.
Oh, beautiful setup there. One thing you can say about Kemp, no pass is too high for him to go get.
Pass to Arenas. We've got 33 seconds left in the first half of the game. Hardaway passes to Reed. Second chance shot. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And good that time. Knicks trail by 6.
They can close out the quarter if they want to.
It's all about patience right here. Patience and execution. Get a good look.
Hornacek passes to Kemp. He dishes it to Drexler. But they get it back. Oh, that's blocked. He got it up. That shot is off. And so it's Minnesota with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. We've got more in store for you right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. For the Timberwolves, Kenny, what's your take?
Well, so far, they've taken care of their business here at home. It's something you might expect, but it's not a given. We'll see if they can keep that up in the second half.
Shaq, what do you think about New York?
Well, they're just not creating enough scoring opportunities, and they're pretty lucky they're not trailing by 15 right now. They need to play more unselfishly, work for better spacing, go stronger to the basket.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my main man, Joel.
Joel, what up?
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Gotta like what Jason Kidd has done in this game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Reed out there with Pau Gasol. Then it's Thompson, then it's Jason Kidd, and it's Gilmore in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And you can see Kidd's ability to pass truly is a gift. When one of his teammates is open, he is quick to get them the ball in rhythm.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward thinking about is always accepting new ideas. They've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
The great assessment, good report, thank you so much. Rocket 2, here's Johnson. Good defense by Kidd. Minnesota leading by 10. On the wing, Thompson. Back to Kidd. Passes it to Gasol. Sinks that one from the post. Gasol's got 6. Doris, you've said this often. It is incredibly difficult to compare guys of different positions in different eras, isn't it?
It really is. There's so many discussions about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all potential time. And there are certain names that are always going to pop to the top of the list, LeBron James. But it's very difficult to me, say, to compare a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest to ever man the center position, had the impossible to check sky hook. But how do you compare him with LeBron James, who, though he is, and I don't know what position he is, he may be the greatest passer in the history of the league. Like, let's enjoy individual greatness without comparison.
Here's Thompson, and Thompson slams it home.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
Some changes for Minnesota. Hill, he's checked in for Reed. Peja Stojakovic comes in for Thompson. Hardaway is subbed in for Jason Kidd. The Knicks also changing it up. Patrick Ewing's checked in for Robinson. McHale comes in for Karl Malone. Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Wilkins. The Knicks shooting their first free throw of the contest.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
That's good from Ewing. Here's Hardaway. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Gasol trying to free himself up. And Hardaway gets it to go. And the Timberwolves lead by 13. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. McHale kicks to Johnson. Richmond for 3. Minnesota with the rebound. Gilmore's got his 4th rebound in this one. Stojakovic the pass to Hardaway. Yep, that one goes in there.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Timberwolves ahead. They finish off the third quarter on a 12-3 run. And we'll be back right after this. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth, we've got Richmond. Ewing is out there with Kevin McHale. Then there's Drexler, and it's Johnson.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, one of the great in-game dunkers we have. Grant Hill, he might not put on a show with his dunks, but it doesn't make him any less impressive.
And there's the pass to Ewing. Over Gilmore. It's Ewing that time on the assist by McHale.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Now Hill. Outside Hardaway. And it's off from three-point range. To the inside, McHale. And Gasol sends it back.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
Drexler's shot is off.
Going for that shot in that situation is something that isn't going to help the offense.
And in a way, by taking that one, he's bailing out the defense. It's just too easy to stop.
Stojakovic against Drexler. The kick out to Hill. Clock at 4. Shoots over Richmond. Knicks with the rebound.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Minnesota.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost them, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're in front by 13. 1:22 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Willis Reed.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. Richmond no good. Timberwolves leading by 15. Outside Hill. Pass to Thompson. There's 53 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. That's a 2 from Kidd. Nice shot from the wing.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
Johnson, good.
And when you have this kind of size as a point guard, what a tremendous advantage. Magic can really match up with all 5 positions.
Gasol looking around. Pass to Thompson. Fader on the way. And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt, GA. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Passes to Malone. From deep. Missed. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony,
I ain't trying to trust cause the still might switch. Hard times hit, don't